So here we got two levels of understanding ministry. If you don't keep these separate, you're going to have issues in your church. Because what's happening is we're pulling family into the church and church into our family. You might as well be having church in your living room. That's because those 5 areas that I mentioned in the beginning are not being kept separate. So the only way you can do is this crisis management to try to pull family and church leaders. There is a ministry in the home and there is a ministry in the church. You can't make the home the church and you can't make the church the home. They're two separate ministries. My family ministry is personal. It is personal because it's about me. From me comes posterity. That whole posterity that comes from me is a whole generation that I'm bringing out of me that comes from my loins. That will be a whole generation of Golphins that go on in the future that come from me. So I've got to be very careful about my seed because it's personal. That's my seed. My eternity is in my seed. So I have to protect it. It is corporate because in the family, I am now king, priest, and prophet in my home. Write this down. I didn't put this one up for you. This is a bonus. I'm king, priest, and prophet. As king, I'm the protector of my home. As priest, I offer my family to God. As prophet, I give God to my family. Because see, the prophet speaks for God. The priest speaks for the people. So the priest offers the needs of the people up to God. The prophet gives the voice of God to the people. So I'm king, priest, and prophet. That's the corporate idea. So once my family is one in that pattern of king, priest, and prophet, when I step in the community, they identify us as the Golphins. Because in the community, I'm known by my family name. Now, take that over here. What happens? In church leadership, the most important thing in church leadership for me becomes my service. Because that's my discipleship. It's what I do to help add dynamics to the church. So I'm giving them my service. I'm giving them I often call it 3 T's, my time, talent, and treasure. So my time, talent, and treasure that's coming, I'm giving them my service in the church. That's going to affect my worship. Because if I don't serve, I really can't worship. And prophecy here just simply means forthtelling. It means hearing the word of God, receiving the word, knowing what God is saying for my life, forthtelling the word. So now these two become separate because this is what I do in the home. This is what I do in the church. Now, if I take these labels off and reverse them over here, I have now become, instead of being a family man at home, personally, I've become a family man in the church. So everyone in the church becomes my sons and daughters. And I become king, priest, and prophet in the church when I should have been king, priest, and prophet in the home. Why y'all so quiet? So then the community sees me as a cult because the church members now become Golphinites instead of Christianites. I better leave that one alone. Okay. Go to the next one. I'll leave that one alone. But let me get these 3 confusing terms together, okay? Let me get these 3 confusing terms out of the way. See, it's hard to teach after you eat. I don't like teaching after people eat. I like to do the morning sessions. When I go out of town, I always do the morning sessions because after eating, people are like kind of sober. They settle in, they want to go to sleep, and so I was like, put me up before they eat. They always say, well, you want to go up in the morning or afternoon, Bishop? I have to put me in the morning because I knew a secret about the afternoon. They're going to put me up in the seminar. I said, put me up in the morning. I got to go in the morning time because I don't like going in the afternoon. I had to do the afternoon a couple weeks ago in Charlotte, and they were like, kind of sober, you know. In the afternoons, I'm like, no, I'm going to do the morning sessions from now on. But here are three confusing terms. The body of Christ. This really terms of leadership. Our call, our mission, and our purpose. Because we're confusing sometimes when God has us in a calling, whether he has us doing a mission, he has us doing a purpose. Keep in mind, your calling is first geographical. You cannot get a call from God running all around, because you got to be at a certain place to get a call. Because God's not going to give you a call. He's not going to give you an assignment while you're a rolling stone. Cannot be a rolling stone and get an assignment. You got to be settled somewhere. And sometimes you got to be settled somewhere for years before God will pull you out. Next slide. How do we do this? So your calling then is personal. It is your private time in the Spirit. You need to spend some private time with God. Your private time in the Spirit. Let me show you that. Mark 6, around verse 30. There was so much comings and goings, and Dr. Kopp touched on this, but let me show you Mark 6. It is a powerful passage in Mark 6 to this. Mark 6, 30 and 31. They were so busy with ministry, they had no private time. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you, if you don't make some private time will make time for you. Mark 6:30, the apostles gathered around Jesus and reported to him all they had done. Then verse 31, look how powerful this is. Because there were so many people were coming and going, they did not even get a chance to eat. Jesus said, come away to rest. Private time. Take a vacation. Take some time out. They were so busy they didn't even get a chance to eat. Jesus said, come away to rest. You guys, but no, we can't. I can't rest. People need to be healed. They casting out demons. I got to go visit the sick. I got to go take care of my mother. This church mother up, they got a call in the middle of the night. If somebody getting sit out their home, they arguing over there. Get some rest. Jesus said there was so much comings and goings, they wasn't even taking time to eat. Jesus said, wait a minute, time out. Let's go away to rest. Wow. You mean rest is mandated? Jesus said it. He says, let's go take yourselves with me to a quiet place and let's get some rest. Get away from the noise and let's get some rest. Jesus said it. There was so much coming and going because we think production is being busy, but